I have a question for you, although I don't know how to phrase it. When Trump soils his final diaper, how long do you think it will take for MAGA to fracture and just be no more? Because it goes well beyond the fact that there is nobody there to fill that void when he is gone. Because for the Republicans in Congress and the sycophants and everything, it's going to be like the end of The Wizard of Oz whenever the witch gets the water treatment. Or is it going to be more like The Wiz with the "Can you feel a brand new day?" But what I'm more curious about is what happens immediately, because they won't have him there to, invoke wrath upon them if they go against him. Because you know these people are not going to be afraid of J.D. Vance. Nobody's afraid of J.D. Vance. Will the Republicans in Congress just all of a sudden go, "Tell me more about this bipartisanship you've been talking about"? Because I have a feeling they're going to try and distance themselves from the orange one as fast as they can. I mean, there might be a few ambitious ones that say that they want to carry on his legacy and try and be the next him, but I don't think anybody's going to fall for that. Because these people are only loyal to Trump, the brand, the TV character, the mad tweetist. These people thrive on his vibes, his rage, his merch. J.D. Vance may inherit the job, but he will never inherit the throne. And none of his kids have nearly the charisma or the following. The only one that's probably the closest is Ivanka, and she has made it clear that she has no interest in a political career. And Republicans are not going to overwhelmingly vote for a woman, especially one who's married to a Jewish man. Don Jr. and Eric are so anti-charismatic that their dad does not even want them at his events. I can't think of a single person on the right that his base would get excited for. So that party would just pretty much fracture overnight. And all of a sudden, we're going to start seeing a bunch of Republicans trying to distance themselves from being what they were when he was around. I have a feeling it's going to be one of the biggest political about-faces in history. And you might be thinking, what about the Heritage Foundation? But without somebody with a lot of charisma, they don't really have anybody to hype up what they're trying to push. Could you imagine the Red Hats getting excited if J.D. Vance said, "Things are going to get a little bit more expensive, so maybe instead of getting your kids 30 gifts for Christmas, maybe you just get them 2 or 3. If he said, "The economy is going to hurt for a little while, but we'll be better on the other side of it," they're not going to go for that. Not with him. I'm just wondering how fast the MAGA movement ends after he does. And how quickly does the country change overall? Because I think it's probably going to go pretty quickly. Now, I could be completely wrong here, but I just don't see a way that that movement continues on without their conductor of the white trash train. But what do you think? Is there anybody out there who could fill his shoes or his little tiny handed gloves? Or is it all over when he is?